Mr. DJ laying down the funk. That's right. We want the funk. It's Parliament, baby. That's right. Billboard's Hot 100. Let's jump into Billboard's Hot 100. A week of I'm too excited. Gosh, dog it, man. I love playing those jams. Well, at least pretend that I'm playing those jams. Billboard's Hot 100 of September 14th, 1974. Actually, not commercial enough to make top 40. Let me give you the top 5 hits from that week. Can't Get Enough of Your Love, babe. Barry White, The Maestro at number 5. And I'm leaving it all up to you. The Dell and Grace record done by Donnie and Marie Osmond at number 4. Rock Me Gently by Andy Kim at number 3. Big one of Paul Anka's. God, this was a lovely record. He and Adia Coates did some incredible records together. And their first one, You're Having My Baby, at number 2 on Billboard's Hot 100. And number 1, Shot the Sheriff by Eric Clapton, September 14th, 1974. But let's go all the way down. I lost my place on this record. I lost my place. Bear with me, bear with me. I'll get to it. So many Lost 45s. Carefree Highway by Gordon Lightfoot at number 67. And here we are at number 75. Up for the Downstroke by Parliament. Funkadelic Parliament. George Clinton and the crew. Man, I miss the funk, baby. I miss it. It's all replaced by hip-hop. And you still hear a little bit of funk. Bruno Mars, he's brought a little bit of it back. Also, Calvin Harris in his latest song called "It Feels." Remember, this video's being cut in 2017. "Feels" by Calvin Harris got a little bit of that funk in there, but funk is pretty much, a lot of it's disappeared now. But boy, I tell you, it was one of the hip things to listen to back in the 60s, 70s, even into particularly in the early to mid 80s. But let's get into this record. Up for the Downstroke by Parliament. It's from their second album. Titled Up for the Downstroke. Bootsy Collins teamed up again with George Clinton. He took a 2-year hiatus from Parliament, came back and worked with George Clinton on this album. This was their first album off the Casablanca record label. This is the same record label that Kiss was signed to. This label also featured Donna Summer and the Village People later on in the 70s. They were flagship artists on this record label. So was Parliament. And the first album by Parliament off of Casablanca, Bootsy Collins would play a vital role, and Parliament played on all their albums during the Casablanca years. This record co-written also by Clarence Eugene Fuzzy Haskins. Fuzzy Haskins sang with the original Parliaments when they kind of started out as a doo-wop band back in the 50s and in the 60s. You might remember the song "I Want to Testify." I Just Want to Testify in 1967. They redid that song on this album. It's just called "Testify" on this album. But Clarence Haskins, one of the founding members of Parliament and Funkadelic, 2 funk bands, boy, joined One Nation Under a Groove, man. You talk about some throwdowns, baby. Talk about a party classic, man. And you know, this record, if you listen to this record, the chanting, very similar. Some of the tribal chanting, very similar to Kool and the Gang. Hollywood Swinging and Jungle Boogie, man, throwing down the funk, baby. The way it was done back in the day. We need to bring it back. We need to bring back the Parliaments and the Kool and the Gangs, man. We need to bring them back. I'm telling you. Well, anyway, that was then, and this is now. And Billboard's Hot 100 at September the 11th. Remember P-Funk? That was some jams right there. Billboard's Hot 100, September the 14th, 1974. Up for the Downstroke, Parliament. They were up for it, baby. Up for the jams. Throwing it down. Parliament. At number 75, it peaked. It's up 5 from number 80 the previous week. It peaked at number 63 on Billboard's Hot 100. It was too straight. It was just too. It wasn't commercial enough to be played on the pop stations, but a great slice of R&B and funk. No doubt about it. It was on Billboard's Hot 100 for 9 weeks. Parliament.